there, guys, and welcome to episode 4 of the Smashing Crossbar Podcast. I'm your host, Josh, and with me again, I am joined by Ben. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. How you doing?
Well, mate, another round, another 3 points dropped. It's getting a bit sad at the moment, isn't it?
Bit comfortable?
Bit comfortable, yeah. Bit repetitive. So on today's show, guys, we will obviously dissect Sydney FC and the Newcastle Jets. We'll talk a little bit about the upcoming game this weekend against Perth, and obviously Remembrance Round. And we also have a special guest with us, Paul. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Paul was lucky enough to go get some free beers off Griffo and Laurie and co on, when was it? Was it Sunday? Monday
night, yeah.
Monday night, and obviously sit down, part of the NCL and the squadron and so forth, to sit down and try and revamp the active support, as it's been looking a bit sad over the last couple of years. So we'll get into a little bit about that, and obviously we'll get Laurie's questions and see what he's got to say for us this week, and then talk about whatever else we can think of. I'm sure there's special news in football. There's always something going on.
Oh, we'll sidetrack at some point.
Wasn't there a player in goals or something this morning I read?
Oh yeah, some twat from City.
Some twat from City. Yeah, love it. Anyway, guys, we'll get into it, mate. Sydney FC 4-1 against Newcastle Jets down at Leichhardt. As obviously Paul was saying a little bit earlier, it was looking good as you said, for about the first half an hour, and we were in the game, and we were looking, I think personally, a lot better than what we probably had looked in the last couple of weeks. And then Sydney scored, and it went to shit. Well, they scored their, was it the second? Yeah, the second, just before half time, and I think that's sort of when things went pear shaped. Your thoughts, Ben?
Yeah, 100%. You hit the nail on the head. We did all right for the first 20 minutes, half an hour odd. It was still sort of backs against the wall. They were coming at us hard, but you expect that from Sydney anyway. And I think Matty Miller got lucky. Right place at the right time.
Good. He redeemed himself after the Ninkovic. I feel personally. Paul, your thoughts on that? A lot of people thought that Miller made a mistake there at the back.
Yeah, I think it's easy enough to do as a defender, I suppose, and when you play down in Sydney, you've got that mindset. It's a big game regardless of when it is in the season. But I mean, if you're playing in the A League, you can't exactly get away with it week in, week out. But he done well for the rest of the game, I thought. I think his inclusion, especially against Mariners, was really good. The one player I'd like to see more, but is Bobby Burns, which for some reason he's been left on the bench every week. But
agreed.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I think that comes down to, I've seen comment after comment on all the social media about, we have a left-sided player sitting on the bench where you throw Johnny Katrumbis, who was trained as a midfielder there, and then, shambles. But as I say every year, we'll get there, and it never does.
Well, it's a love-hate relationship, unfortunately, and it's Look, as I said, I think you're right. Miller, he definitely had his second half was very decent, and obviously, in obviously a situation that, as you said, playing Sydney FC anywhere is difficult. They're playing great football at the moment. Obviously, they're the champions for a reason, and there's not really much we can really, go into it. I'd say that a few of the boys didn't have a bad game. There are obviously a few people I thought that may have been a little bit slow. Arroyo played well. With again, little service he got. I think for me that's the biggest problem. Is obviously we heard Merrick say beforehand, and Laurie came out as well when we interviewed him before the season, that once he gets on the ball once he gets those balls over the top, his pace is going to blow people away, and we haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it yet. Paul, you agree with that? Did you hear?
Yeah. I've seen it a few times where some balls are played down into the corner and he made like diagonal runs and you can see it, but I don't think he's really exposed it too much this season, and that's something massive I noticed in the Sydney game. Like going forward, like I just think we're too scared to actually try, like, to create chances. I think like it's pretty poor wording, but
yeah,
if we're scared to go forward and use every opportunity forward instead of playing it through the midfield and then having to get forced back, and then against big teams like Sydney, you're going to get shit mixed because their high press is just nuts. So, yeah, the problem for me in that game especially was if you can't go forward or you're too scared to go forward, obviously you don't score goals. And if you concede 4 at the other end, then, yeah terrifying.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think in every game I've seen Araya play, he by say half an hour to go, he gets very frustrated and he goes back looking for that ball, because it's not coming to him. And once he does that, obviously him then not being up front, obviously he makes it hard because we've got no one to aim for, if and when we get the ball. But I suppose it shows determination. I mean, he wants that ball. And if he has to go back for it, he's going to go back and try and get it.
Yeah, 100%. But like when he's on the ball, I've rarely seen someone get it off him. Like his strength is unbelievable.
Yeah,
and he's massive. I didn't realize how big he was until I see him play live, and I went, "Holy!" I was like, "You're monstrous." And he's fast, which is two things you can't really.
Absolutely,
it's rare to see, but
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Obviously, he's going to leave. I'd say what was it next week? The international break, I think it is. He's going. I'd say he'll definitely go play Mexico. I think that's the big one. He missed the last international, but I dare say he won't be missing that one. So that'll be interesting. And obviously, if Dimmy gets called up as well, we're going to be pretty short with a pretty slim squad. You know what I mean? We've virtually got nothing to rely on.
Yeah. Well, those young kids on the bench, like they're all in the Joeys. If they're like the young ones,
correct.
They play for Joeys, and then the kids are a bit older. They're like trying to break the reserve, whatever they call it. And yeah, as you said, like we got nothing to rely on.
It's disappointing. You know what I mean? Like you watch, obviously every Thursday the teams get submitted and so forth, and the Jets ones comes out, and Ernie Merrick's named his 20-man squad. It's exactly the same. There's no excitement. The only thing you can say is obviously, if hopefully that Burns gets a run soon. Because if he doesn't get a run soon, I don't see what the point of bringing him out was, because he's definitely a young talent. Your thoughts? Obviously, Thurgate got to go. He went all right. Paul?
Yeah, I've always liked Thurgate. I think he's in one of those situations where he's a young lad and he actually has to work to like get a start, and I think he's done well when he's played this season. And when I've seen him play like previously, I thought like he's got enough to actually break the starting 11. So hopefully he keeps getting starts and actually plays well, because he's good, and I think he won't really want to leave. Like I don't think he's dumb enough to try and head overseas like too early from what he's done with the club already, like and pushed himself so far in such little time. I don't think he'll be big to lose, I think, and that's massive saying that for a kid. But yeah, I think it'd be a big loss if we did lose him in the next 2 years.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it was hard enough. Personally, when Vojutsa left, I mean, when Ben and I went and watched Western United play last weekend, and just watching him sit on the bench, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, a bloke who I feel's got plenty of talent, and obviously you can see that playing in the under-23s and so forth, and just rotting away down on the bench where I'm sure he left to get game time. I mean, I don't see why you would leave otherwise, and he's yet to play minutes.
Well, my big thing in that is that we're screaming out for a left back at the moment. We're slotting in a Johnny Katrumbas, who is, traditionally a midfielder, and we've let Ivan go. That to me seems to think that I'm of the personal belief that Merrick didn't rate him anyway.
Yeah, it's possible.
We all know I've got a soft spot for him.
Look, it's possible. You know what I mean? As I said, I think every week we talk about it, and every week it comes up, and obviously every time we get someone new on the show, we do like to bring up the old favouritism Redenton scenario. So I'd like to get your thoughts on it, Paul. Redenton as a person, obviously you see on the fan pages and everything else, fans and so forth. He's a favourite. He's it's Ernie's bat boy. How's he getting game time each week? Your thoughts on him, mate? You rate him or?
It's probably 60-40, and that's giving him some leeway. I think, yeah, like as you say, like it's Merrick's bat boy. Like I mean, if you look at the last couple of years, we got rid of Polyak, who I thought was outstanding for us, and I was shocked to see that he left. Ugarkovic, well, yeah, he's just Stevie. Like, he was actually the first person to follow the new support page on Instagram, so he's automatically a legend. And then you've got Kenarowski, and in the last year or so, I thought was dog shit. But the back end of last year, he actually surprised me, and this year he's actually been pretty decent. So I think our two biggest, our two key players in midfield would be Ugarkovic and Kana. Like, yeah, Redenton, I think he's too sloppy. I don't think he has the technical ability to actually control a game, and the game's controlled from midfield. So
yeah, no, I totally agree with that. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, Ken has come on and done somewhat of a decent job. I think the biggest thing, or biggest comparison I can think between him and Redenton is strength as well. Kent is that bloke who's going to come in and he's going to, if he doesn't win the ball, he's going to do whatever he can to, either draw the foul or hold it up so that obviously others can get in to sort of give him a hand. As where Redenton, I think, is, personally more of a fairy.
Yeah, he's a sook. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's definitely not going to go in hard, and if it means copping a foul or whatever it is, he's going to cop the foul for something stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not something where like Kantarovski will come in, he'll cop a foul, he'll cop a yellow, but you can see sort of why and go, oh, that's pretty shit, but at least he was trying, sort of thing. Kantarovski to start this weekend, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I hope so. I think the team does need like a shake-up. I mean, we got one draw, so I think a shake-up's needed to just let the players know that started those games that you can't mess about, and you've actually got to put in like hammer and tongs. Because I mean, I say it all the time, like if you're playing in the A League, I know it's not the most prestigious league in the world, but you got the opportunity to play the highest division in the country. Like, I don't know why you'd take it lighthearted.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah, totally agree. It was interesting. I'd like to get your thoughts though. Like, and this is only a game me personally, love Boogs to death, but for myself, my opinion against Sydney, he looked very sloppy, very slow. He that header that he tried to head back. Obviously, I was really starting to in my head scratching my head, going, that's not Boogs. I personally think he's definitely getting to the end. He's obviously his injuries are starting to weigh up on him and so forth. To be perfectly fair, I probably wouldn't. I know it's hard because we've virtually got no one to replace him with, but I could definitely see him getting a break soon. Your opinion, guys?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the age that we've got at the back too, like you've got Boogs, as you said, might be coming to the end. Topper Stanley's getting on. Like Mossy's done a pretty decent job, but he's getting on. Yeah. So this is the time when we have to start thinking about in like 4 or 5 years, not just we'll take every game as it comes kind of thing. Because I mean, if Bugard, his body just breaks down and God forbid top of Stanley's does as well, then who are we left with? Like,
Yeah.
you just play two at the back. Like, it's not going to happen.
No, I totally agree. Your thoughts, Ben? Boogs?
Yeah, he did look a bit rough around the edges. And yeah, I sort of sat there as well and looked at it from the perspective of it just doesn't... Even down to his decision making, it wasn't very... It's not what we're used to. In saying that as well, I did mention to you a couple of weeks back that I reckon Mossie's still carrying that knock. Hence why it looks a bit halfway behind the pace at the minute. But I can see Boogs finishing up at the end of the season, but I reckon Topol's got a good 12 months still left in him.
He looked good against Sydney. I personally had him as my man of the match. He again, he made a few little silly mistakes, but like, who didn't? And personally, he was my man of the match. Ben, man of the match.
Oh, you picked it for me, mate.
Picked it.
Yeah, and big NTS.
Yeah. Paul, mate, who do you think? Who'd you like
Against Sydney?
Against Sydney. Yeah. Who was the better out of the crop?
That's probably the toughest question I've had to answer, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I think probably Topper. Like, he was reasonably solid, but Matty Miller probably for me.
Yep.
Made a handful of mistakes, but I mean, he's got that. I think he's got the passion to go forward, and like, he's got the ability to as well.
Yep.
And defensively, he cleans up all the errors everyone else makes. So
true, very true, very true. Well, anyway, we'll leave it there. Another disappointing result, 4-1. Probably conceded a little bit more than I would have liked. Like, obviously, I wasn't expecting a win, but yeah, it was a shame. Obviously, the last half an hour turned out the way it did. Personally, anyway, we'll move on, and we'll dissect into your chat on Monday with Laurie and Joel, and I think you said Mossy was there as well. Is that right, Paul?
Yeah, Mossy was there.
Mossy was there. So we'll get a bit of insight into it. Obviously, the new Facebook group and so forth come out. Terrace Novocastria.
Yep.
2019. Nice gold logo, like the shirt should be. Just putting it out there again, Lauren. You know,
It's missing a bit of. It's missing the cinnamon and emerald and.
Mate, Laurie's told you plenty of times, mate. The cinnamon and that is not coming back.
I wish it did. Yeah, I'm with Ben on that.
Thank
that
you.
was a nice kit. That was a nice kit.
Oh no, it's 100%. Like, we've hammered him not all the time, but yeah, he's like, no, mate, it's not going to come back. The gold will come back.
Because Viva says it doesn't sell.
Yeah, Viva. Yeah, apparently that's it. Viva's told us it doesn't sell. But yeah, as I said, mate, obviously, just get a bit of insight into it, mate. So what's the plans moving forward? Obviously, we had the NCL, who again obviously wasn't an active support. It was just a group of mates, I suppose, where we just come together and sing and drink, and whoever wanted to come up and have a chat was more than welcome. That was pretty much it. We weren't there to get chance started or anything like that. Just I don't even know how to put that. Just there to support the boys, I suppose. And obviously you got the squadron and who was the other one? Zad's. Oh, not Zad's.
Zad's lads.
No,
Champness Chaps.
Champness Chaps.
Zad's lads. That's taking it back.
Yeah. I was going to say far out.
I think they did appear at a few Broadmeadow Magic's games though. The Zad's lads.
I bet they did. Joey was where I was going with it. Champness Chaps. I'm sure they're still kicking around that he's on the books. So. So what's the go, mate? How are we going to fix the active areas problems?
So essentially what we're trying to aim for is we've formed a number of members from each group, from the NCL and from the squadron. Hopefully all the other boys from, there's a handful of them, like all the groups that we've had like Kamikaze and Sector, NCL, squadron. Well, the main aim of it is to just bring it all together, obviously under the one brand of Terrace Novocastria, and just the club fully backs us to being the active support group. Laurie's doing a fantastic job of trying to chase down all the old materials and flags we used, and he backs us 150%. One of the massive problems the last few years happened probably at the back end of the squadron. The security wasn't really on our side, which makes a massive difference. Like, people don't really understand it, but it makes a huge difference. I mean, it's an active support group. If the whole ground and everybody goes to the matches knows that's where the active support is. If you don't like it, you stay away from it. If you want to get involved, anything goes kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think, I think the security had a big part to play. With not letting us do what we wanted to do, always having complaints about the language or whatever because there was kids around. Yeah. On Facebook, we had a massive number of complaints from parents because of the language and the actions, which I understand. And, if you had a 7 or 8 year old kid, you don't want to be hearing, foul language every second word. But as it was stated, like, it's an active support bay. Yeah. The club come out and said it was an active support bay, so they were fully aware. Like, it's not like the stadium sells out every week, so you can go and sit in plenty of other seats. You don't have to sit, you don't have to sit in row H, seat 23 in bay 2.
Yep.
Just because it says they're on your membership kind of thing.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't understand that, but yeah, but with Terrace Novocastria, as I said, it's just to form everybody together, encouraging everybody that goes to the games to come and try it out. If you don't like it, we all appreciate it. If you do, then we hope, they all stick around and contribute everything they can to make it grow again, because like, looking back on the photos that have been posted of how it was not only in the grand final, but from like 2012, 2013, when the squadron was massive, and you feel on bays every week and people are so passionate about it.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to bring it to, and the club totally backs us, and Laurie's, as I said, is doing everything he can, so it's a credit to him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely where it needs to go back. I can remember from day one, and going, just wanting to be in the active support. It wasn't even so much the Jets. It didn't really matter whether you were winning or they were winning or losing. It was, it's get in with your mates.
Yeah.
It was
the cool place to be, really.
And that's it. That's it. Everyone knew each other, and that's it. You get in, you'd have a chat, you'd chant, you'd sing some stuff, you'd
throw some beer.
Ferns would be smashing drums and
throwing beer. That was another problem. Well, I won't get into that.
Yeah. But look, as I said, something definitely needs to happen, because it was, for the last couple of years, as you've said, it's been pretty poor. And that's not for lack of trying. Obviously, there are definitely people out there in the groups and so forth that were trying their best, I suppose, to do what they could with what they had at their disposal. As you said, security was a big one. I can remember those days not being, was it only 2 years ago? 2 years ago, we weren't even allowed to say Andrew Hull without getting.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But if you actually watch the game back online and realised how loud we were,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
It was insane. It was just, I'm pretty sure the commentators just stopped because they were just dumbfounded by what we were saying. They're like, this can't be real.
Hey, it's all right if you come from the coast to us, but if you go the other way, it's
via Europe.
Yeah, via Europe. Yeah, very true. So yeah,
Europe.
Yeah, European adventures.
Yeah.
So obviously we've seen on Facebook, Laurie and so forth have been pumping it, sharing it. Everyone out there, we want everyone to get onto it, everyone to like it, everyone to share it. What can the fans do to help? Obviously, the Terrace Novocastria grow. Other than getting to the games, that's the most important thing. And the simple fact that obviously it's an active support. If you've got any idea of football, in a general sense, there is going to be swearing. Unfortunately, we can't stop it. You know what I mean? I think I had a massive chat with one of the security blokes last year, where you've paid for your ticket. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't give you the right to do what you want, but at the same time, you know what I mean, they can't limit it. They can start ejecting people, but then obviously it just causes drama and so forth. So what can the fans do, mate, to obviously get behind it and obviously feel Bay 1 to 2 at least?
I think, I mean, I know everybody doesn't have Facebook and whatever, but it's a massive, massive part of sharing and helping it grow. Like, people have been going off their heads on that new page. I think we've got like 750 likes on it in just over 24 hours. So the people have got behind already is massive, and it shows the potential of what it could be. So social media is a massive platform. Like, Facebook's a massive platform to share, the events. Like, there's an event up now about the game. It has all the details about where the pre-game, pre-beers are going to be, whatever. Aside from going to the game and actually going in to join, the only thing that they can do is, have a bit of patience. Like, obviously, active support isn't new in Newcastle, but this group is. So, the old saying is Rome wasn't built in a day. But, I think the people that are kind of 50-50 on it and, they're kind of nervous about how it's going to go is to come and try it out. And as I said to you before, like, we appreciate the effort if you do come and try it out. And just stick with us and be patient.
So how would one get involved in trying to join up with the active support? What's the best way to go about that, mate? If you've got the Facebook, you look on there and see where we're going pre-match, and if you're new to, if you don't know anybody there, everybody's welcome. Like, everyone, just come and introduce yourselves. All the boys are fantastic. Like, no one's going to look at you differently if you come and say hello. Like, it's not an activist group. So
no,
I think if people just come down and introduce themselves and say, how can I help? It'll mean the world to everybody involved.
The one question I've got, and I sort of thought about asking Laurie this on, if you don't have the answer for me, I understand it, but we want everyone in that active bay. We want as many people in there as we possibly can. We want Perth to come, and obviously when they look to Bay 1, 2, etc., sort of go, whoa, we're stepping back in time when it used to be rocking and so forth. What are the pre-members going to do? Obviously, they've already bought their memberships. They've bought their ticket for halfway. How are all those? Obviously security is going to be on the doors, and if you haven't got your ticket in this area, you're not allowed to sit here. But we want them in there. You know what I mean? Is Laurie and so forth going to speak to them and possibly say, look, if people want to come and sit in here, let them. We shouldn't be really turning anyone away. Just obviously getting more of a police presence in there, I suppose, just in case there is any dramas and so forth, which there shouldn't be, as we're all supporting the same side. But was any of that sort of discussed?
Yeah, well, Bay 1 is general admission. It runs under a general admission membership. So if you've got, it's the lowest you can have. So obviously, if you've got a membership, you've got a spot there. Your seat might say, Bay whatever. But anybody is allowed in Bay 1. I'm 99% sure. And Laurie was saying, the more we try and bring people in, he did say he was going to speak to the security and say, if they want to go in there, let them go in there. So, and it's massive to have a CEO that's that far on our side that he's willing to twist a little bit of the rules for us and help us just kick off, right from the get go. So
100%. By far best CEO of the league. Obviously, to everyone out there who's listening to this podcast and so forth, be sure to, if you have got a membership and you do sit in the other side, or you normally sit up in the upper levels or whatever, feel free. You're not going to get sort of kicked out. You know what I mean? We want as many people in there, and if we fill bays, 1 to halfway, and everyone sits there, you know what I mean? So be it. I'd rather have everyone sit together in one massive bay, then everyone spread out. 3 people up here and 5 people over here and whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much sort of what I wanted to get to it. Obviously, because you've been to plenty of games, mate. We've all been there, and what was it last year, Ben? We couldn't even get into our own away bay at Adelaide. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Laurie sorted us some tickets, and because they didn't say they were, he just sort of given us general admission tickets. Yeah. They weren't going to allow us into our away bay because that's not what the ticket told us where we were sitting. So that was interesting. I think Vandy to the rescue there. I think that was Vandy.
Yeah, that was
Vandy to the rescue.
That was Vandy to the rescue.
Just come with me.
Vandy does everything.
Just come with me, lads. just stay behind me. We're good. So but you know what I mean. So that was just more my theory on it, because obviously we don't want people crunching each other and trampling on each other and breaking fences like the old days. As good as they were.
I do.
Yeah, I know you did.
I was a part of both those fence breaks.
Yes, yeah. I've been a few of them.
Bring it back.
The one onto the pitch. I think Loudy and Pricey and so forth. Sean was there as well, I think. So, good day, good times. But at the same,
all I remember is still eating the pitch.
Oh yes.
He just went tumbling down and went face first into the pitch.
Oh man.
I think he's still got some grass actually in his mouth and that. He can't get it all out yet.
Still chipping away.
Love you, Dilly.
Yeah. Well, surely everyone knows. There's 10,000 members. We've just clicked over, so surely every member of the Jets knows Dill. He should have nearly 10,000 members on his Facebook page, surely. 10,000.
If he doesn't get a gold statue at the front of the ground soon, I'm putting in a massive request.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, get on to Laurie about that. No, that's definitely before Griffo at least.
100%. Yeah, Dylan's a bigger legend of the club than Griffo.
Yeah, that's it. Griffo scored our bloody grand final winning goal, and he's not going to get it.
Yeah, but Dill would have been there.
Dill was there. I remember it. He was stinking hot and friggin' sunburnt to shit and very hungover the next day. But yeah, it was well worth it. Anyway, we'll move on, mate. Obviously, so yeah, everyone jump onto the Facebook page. These guys are on. It's on Instagram as well. You've got Twitter up yet?
Nah, the only thing I think we're going to do is get the old GoPro out in front of the bay and create a YouTube channel so we can try and expand on there as well. I know Squadron had massive success with it, and Ferns used to do. I can't remember if he done a channel on there, but he used to share all that stuff as well.
Yep. Well, I was actually going to speak to Laurie and see, because obviously we're up this weekend, and Benny and I, so we're gonna jump in and get amongst it and have a few frothies at the where we at, the General Roberts, surely.
Yeah. General Roberts.
Absolutely.
So if people can come 13 hours north, you can come out of, Hamilton and Broadmeadow and
absolutely
get amongst it.
Absolutely. It's got to be. Well, we doing a march or anything like that?
Yeah, we're doing a march.
Yeah. So in the event, it says we'll probably leave General Roberts about 4:30. It's a 15-minute walk.
Yep.
By the time you'll get into the ground and stuff, it'd probably be just before kickoff. We might try to leave a bit earlier if everyone is there by then. But myself and a few of the boys will be getting to the ground early and setting everything up with Laurie and stuff and organising the bay and just making sure it's all properly ready to go.
Yep.
And then whatever time I get to the pub is whatever time I start drinking, so the quicker the better.
Nah, beautiful, mate, beautiful. So yeah, everyone jump on it, everyone get down. If not to the General Roberts, get to the game, get to Bay 1, and hopefully get 3 points for the Jets against probably our biggest bogey side, yeah, for sure.
100%.
So, righto, mate, we'll move on quickly. We'll go through to the, what have we got? The Team of the Week, which is another little segment we do on the show, where we pretty much just, just give us your thoughts, mate. If you feel you'd change anything in the squad, or you thought there was someone that probably should be there, let us know. Bosnich is pretty much all over it, so he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. So obviously we've got Daniel Lopar in goals again. I don't think any other. Is there going to be a keeper that's going to get into this Team of the Week?
As far as from what I've seen so far, not going to happen.
It's an interesting. He's been lucky on a few occasions, but the saves have just been outstanding. That one that come across, I think it was like very late into the game, and he's obviously put his inner arm up to virtually stop it from going top corner was bloody impressive. So I don't see him getting beat anytime soon. Defenders, mate, we've got Ryan Grant obviously in there. To be fair, he had a pretty average game. I thought I think I only seen him put in 2 good balls. The rest friggin' went out on the full and all over the shop. But whatever. Josh Brillante made the squad as well. Dylan Fox, he played alright.
For the Mariners,
he played alright. As much as he's a coastie, well now a coastie, but he had a good game against Perth. To be fair, they all did. If you're knocking off Perth, who quite fairly should be pretty much the favourites other than Sydney, your thoughts, mate, on the coast Perth game, mate? Perth pretty average, or coasties?
I think they've been average all year, really. I mean, they started the year with a 1-1 draw against Brisbane.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brisbane had something to play for, though, having failed, which is huge. And then even they've dropped off. Like, they got that point, and then Brisbane haven't had a win this season.
Yep.
Well, they've got 2 draws and a loss, yeah. And then, Perth beat Wellington, but there's nothing to bat over. And then they lost against the Mariners. In Perth. So, I'm kind of 50-50 about this week. Perth will be looking to bounce back and actually start getting some results. At the same time, we've got to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, but against the Mariners, I thought Mariners actually played very well.
Yeah, I think Ben and I said it from on the first episode. As much as we hate the coast, and as long as we beat them, I'll be happy days. But they're definitely they're not the same side from last year. These
no
guys,
team is.
Well, yeah, no team is, to be fair. We're actually the first side to concede lose a game by more than 1 goal. So that pretty much sums it up how tight it is, and obviously the amount of draws that we've had so far as well means obviously either something's going right or everyone's going backwards. Perth are just waiting for Zlatan anyway. You watch him romping in Zlatan arrives. Is he coming, Paul, mate? Are you on the Zlatan?
If Zlatan Ibrahimovic ever plays in the A League, I'll stand on my head. I don't know how they would get him over here, but he's linked with. He still plays in America. Is that right?
He's finished up. He's finished up now.
He just finished up. Yeah. Well, I seen something that AC Milan want to sign him. So if you compare Perth Glory to AC Milan, I know which one I go to.
Well, AC Milan have put their ring in the hat. As a Liverpool fan, I hope he goes to United. I really do, because they're in dire straits at the moment, and just watching.
I'm loving every bit of it.
How good is it? And just watching someone like them grasping at straws for a bloke who's 38 and just about had enough, and he's coming to the end of his career, and they're crying out for help from Zlatan.
Yeah, remember that, always at the wheel. So
yeah, there's no Fergie, Tom.
No, they'll never ever get a manager like him. Ever.
No, nobody will. And that's the thing. I think what was it come out after watching the Bayern game? Wenger's favourite to take at Bayern. That's an interesting one.
Oh god.
Yeah, 70 years old and about to take on Bayern. Anyway, we'll move on. Connor Metcalf made it as well in the midfield. Ninkovic again. It's either him or bloody. He's the other one that makes it every week. Bloody for Perth. Bloody that bloke.
Diego Castro.
That's the one. I was waiting for it. Kone made it as well for Western United.
He had a ripper of a game.
He had a good game.
That was a good derby, that.
Any game that when Melbourne get beat, it's watching a top side get done is fantastic.
And we watched them the week before, and they weren't exactly playing crash hard.
Well, I think they proved that in the round 1 against City. The game was terrible. It was like the worst derby I've seen in the league. And then you compare that to what happened in the Sydney derby.
Yeah,
it was just amazing. Like hands down 2 complete showcases. Jay O'Shea made it for Brisbane. I think he's going to be a good player if they can keep him. I think he's only on a 1-year deal at the moment, but he's a good talent. Jay O'Shea.
Well, I was about to say, where's he going to go back to? Bury.
No, he can't go. He's not going to go back to Bury, mate. No one's going back to Bury.
Well, that's where he's pinched half of them from.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to sit on the friggin'... You're going to go find a real job, or are you going to play football wherever you can take it? I know what I'd take. And then obviously Toivonen and McDonald and Sam Silvera made rounds out up front. Scotty McDonald, he looked good. About time. He took ages, but he looked good the other night. So
Looked like he had something to prove.
yeah. What you've seen what you've seen so far this season, Paul? Any standouts for you? Like obviously of the new crop that's sort of come in.
For like our boys or for the
anyone,
season?
the A League itself. Obviously, they were talking about the A League's like we're going to try and steer clear of no big name imports and so forth. Obviously, they're going for the lower sort of spectre of it. But has anyone come in and sort of gone, shit, I wish he'd signed for us?
Yeah, probably Jay O'Shea.
Yeah.
He's just technical. He's unbelievable, and that just goes down to where he's played and like the leagues that he's played in. Western United as a whole have done brilliantly so far. I know we're only a month in, but I'm honestly predicting them to finish in a pretty decent spot. Wanderers, they've surprised me. I didn't think they'd be going as well as they have. But player-wise, it's good to see De Silva. It's killing me to say it because it's the Jippos, but De Silva and that Silva kid, he's nuts.
Yeah. There's
then you got Tommy Orr, who
he's looking a lot better than what he did last year.
Yeah, he's a big name, I suppose. He plays for Socceroos.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but yeah, I mean Mariners have picked up some very decent players.
Yeah, including the coach as well. It's a big coup for him to get even the coaching staff, their backroom staff now is pretty impressive. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go this season. Obviously, again, as long as we beat them, and hopefully finish above them. So we need to really pull that finger out. But yeah, look, the players that have come in this year are pretty good. The young bloke from Adelaide that's now coming through, Traore, he's a gem. He's good to watch. And now obviously being called up for, apparently going to get called up for the Socceroos as well. Well, not Socceroos, I think the Joeys or whatever it is.
Now with my personal 2 picks would have been Con Chapman for Western.
Chapman.
It's a decent pickup for them. He's been playing really well. Very much like a Steven Ugarkovic, been very not hailed, but he's doing his job. Same sort of deal. And the other one for me is Aaron Amati Holloway at Brisbane.
Yeah, he is a good player. He's so good on the ball. In the air, his aerial presence is just out of this world. I don't think he's lost anything in the air yet. So, and that ball he put down to O'Donovan was impressive. So, but it's good. It's good to see. It's hard to watch. You know what I mean? It's hard to really watch the other teams do really well and bring in some excellent talent even in the situation that we're in. We've got no money. We understand that. We're in a situation where, Martins is trying to sell the club. It's not like he's trying to hide it. He's not a tinkler. Which, he just sort of hides shit under the rug and
sell players on.
Sell players whenever he feels like it, and just So we're definitely in a rut. And we're definitely in a situation where we can only improve. You know what I mean? And I think, as Ball said originally, we need to see more of Burns. We really need to see what he's capable of in the back line. See how his distribution is from the back line through to the midfield.
And Fitzy's got to start for me too.
Fitzy?
Yep, he's got to start.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think Fitzy definitely needs
putting him on the bench and starting Thurgate as much as Thurgate deserves a run. Just the balls that and the tricky footwork outside the box on that left hand side that Fitzy's been doing over the past 3 weeks.
Yep.
Has been fashioning some good chances.
Yep. Before we wrap into Laurie's questions, mate, Paul, you got anything to add, mate? Do you see? Have you got anything you feel we need to change, like positioning wise? Obviously, Ben and I were talking the other day about a possible move where I think Redenton played a lot deeper this week against Sydney, and then Ugarkovic obviously was a little bit out in the right. I think
we played a diamond.
Out in the right in the diamond. For me, if you're going to play Redenton, you do not play him anywhere near defence. And
that's what I said to you earlier. Stephen Ugarkovic should have been in that DM position, and if anything,
Kenarowski should have been in that DM position.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, if you're going to do that, you put both of them at the DM, but not Thurgate. Redenton should have been on that right hand side.
At least.
If you're going to do that, Stevie's too much of a brick wall.
Yeah.
To do it. We do need to do a prediction though.
We do. Before we get into that, obviously, Paul, anything you'd like to see? Obviously, with what we've got.
Yeah, I think 2 defensive midfielders, Canner and Ugarkovic. I think that'd help. I don't really trust a diamond in midfield, especially when you got Hoffman playing one of those roles.
But he's the
Redenton's not a 6 at all.
No.
He's as we're talking about before. He's too much of a sook.
Yeah.
You need someone solid there. I think Ugarkovic, Kenarowski playing deeper roles, having Dimmy as like an attacking mid where he probably favours rather than being out wide.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
And then Arroyo up top, Fitzy on one side, and then whoever else we've got left on the other. And that's a sad true story.
Unfortunately, that's the goat.
Yeah,
it'll be Offie.
I think Merrick should just put all the names in a hat and pull one out and say this is where you're playing, and see how it goes.
I thought he was already doing that.
I see where I've gone wrong.
I think I said.
Oh no, lads, we've worked it out.
I think I said to Laurie, like, I think it was after our first game against the Coast. I think I said to him, I said, what you need to do is, I said, you just need to get Merrick to, work out Hoffy's plan and where he wants him to track and everything else, and then get the ground steward just to leave that grass a little bit longer so the goat can just come along and just
clip it as he goes.
Clip it as he goes. That way he's on track. He knows where to go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Laurie didn't laugh either. He didn't find it funny either. But anyway. Anyway, mate, we'll move on obviously into Laurie's questions. We'll hand it over to Laurie, shall we?
Oh, McKenna magic. He wears a magic hat. He used to coach the Coasties, but then he said that. He came to us to run the club, so that makes it all right. And when we win the championship, we'll sing the song all night.
Absolutely magic. The magic hat. Can you remember the magic hat, Paul? How good's the
I
magic
do.
hat? How good is the magic hat?
I love the magic hat. I think I start that chant about 7 times before the first half even starts.
Oh man!
Before the first beer.
Yeah.
As you're picking up your first shandy.
As we get off.
Every time I think of a shandy, I think of the magic hat. So this week, guys, Benny asked the questions this week to our CEO Laurie McKenna, and his questions were: the first one was, who in your opinion was the better Leeds player, Peter Lorimer or Billy Brenner? So obviously running out there, 2 Scottish legends. Obviously would have made Laurie think a little bit. As I said, 2 Scottish legends, Scottish born. Laurie obviously would have been scratching his head for a little bit there.
Yeah, I didn't make it easy for him.
Didn't make it. Well, that's good. That's what we want. So he's come back and virtually stated that they were 2 great players, but he thinks that Brenner was the better choice, obviously just because of his leadership.
I'm going to chime in and add an option of saying Joel Griffiths. He played 2 games for the club, got booed off, never played again. That's a true story. Alex Evans told me that because his old boy was at the game where he played the second game he ever played there. And it was a funny moment on Wednesday too, because Alex has a Leeds wallet, and he goes, "Oh, I'm going to get Griffo to sign this," and Griffo's seen it, and he goes, "I probably can't."
I'm probably not even on the Wikipedia. Never played for the club. Actually, yeah, it is an interesting story. Obviously not trying to go backwards or anything, but I done an interview with Joel at the start of last season and sat down with him and talked about his career and so forth. But yeah, if you want a good laugh, go and listen to that, because he wasn't holding back, especially even against his brothers. So.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't on Monday. He was a very, very outspoken person. I thought he was just going to sit there and take it all in, but
no,
he was
I'm
giving it
surprised he
large.
wasn't getting up and doing the floss.
No, that's him doing too. What?
I'm surprised he wasn't getting up and doing the floss.
Oh mate, he's got that down pat. The floss, Griffo and the floss.
You can unveil a Tifo and floss at the same time.
Yeah, no.
We might see it in Bay 1 this weekend. I'll ask him to do it.
Absolutely.
Get him in front of the GoPro.
Get him in front of the GoPro. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Get him back on the field.
Get him back. Yeah, bloody oath.
Why not?
Bloody oath. Everyone chip in. Buy him a pair of boots. The club will supply them. Don't worry about it. What are we doing? We're going to buy him.
Hashtag not sponsored by Everything Football.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can't. Yeah, well. Anyway, we're not going to go into it. Anyway, we'll move on to the second question that you asked him, mate. And it was, over your playing career, you have played under numerous managers. In your opinion, which of those is the most successful? So we go back to 1988. A not so old Laurie McKinnon was playing at IPA Leichhardt, and he was playing under a manager who was named, only because you got the pronunciation, Ben. What is it?
Zvonimir Rasic, otherwise known as Riley Rasic.
Riley Rasic, the Australian coach, and obviously the current, well, he was at the time the current coach of IPA Leichhardt, where he just come off the '87 final. He was Laurie's pick as the best coach he's played under, which is interesting to think, because he only played one season under him, so he must have been a big influence. So, but anyway, that's our question. You're a big fan of Riley Rasic, Paul?
Have no idea who that is, mate. To be honest, I didn't know what was happening when Ben said his name.
He coached us at our first World Cup. Everyone should know that. Everyone should know that.
74. Germany.
Yeah, so, but yeah, that's that in a nutshell. Obviously, the two questions. So, as I said, guys, feel free to bring in your questions. So Ben and I don't have to keep asking silly ones like that. So
I thought my Leeds question was good, and there was methodology behind it, because I know people like Alex and Sean who are Leeds supporters.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, let's get their opinion. They probably go Griffo too, to be fair. Sean's not a real fan.
Well, personally speaking, I'd have gone with Billy Bremner as well.
But yeah.
Alex would tell you Pontus Janssen was the best ever Leeds player.
Oh, hell. I thought he would have gone Alan Smith.
Gary McAllister.
Gary McAllister. Oh man, and they were good, man. Back in the day, friggin' mate. You know you picked a good day when Mark Maduka can't score goals for Australia, but puts 4 past Liverpool. Go figure. In one game, that's an interesting feat.
Good old Liverpool.
Good old Liverpool, mate. You can't knock us. Going to win the league this year.
I'm not saying a word.
Not saying a word.
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, mate. I've been saying that ever since I've been a Liverpool supporter, and this year I'm going for it. City are under strength. They're friggin'.
They've got that right back in goal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Walker, wasn't it?
Walker, yeah.
Walker in goal. Hope he plays this week. That'd be nice. Money put about 20.
Does the red cards from Champions League carry over to the Prem?
No.
No, they don't.
No.
I was going to say, because Edison's injured, and
yeah, they got a good injury.
Claudio Bravo got sent off, so
yeah.
I bet you they're screaming. They got rid of what's his name now? He's at Chelsea. Willie Caballero.
Caballero, yeah.
He's a classic.
Actually, I'm trying to think about it. Does that carry over? I don't think it does.
I don't think they do.
I'm trying to get red cards for Liverpool and figure out if that. Or I'm trying to figure out who got a red card for us and may have missed the game. But no, I don't. I seriously don't think it does. But I think that's why they wanted Firmino to sit out last week, just so he didn't get a silly yellow card and then miss the game against City, obviously, for 5 yellows. So I think that's probably the only way it'll probably carry over, if anything.
They got Scott Carson on loan from Derby. That'll be right.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it there because I could talk about Liverpool for another 20 minutes, or another half hour at least, I reckon, of how good we're going. Or, do you support Liverpool, Paul, or you're another tragic? Or
Nah, yeah, Liverpool supporter, mate.
yeah, good man. Good man. There's too many. There's not enough of them in Newcastle, unfortunately.
Nah. See, I've got to work at 6 a.m. on Monday morning, so I'm thinking a sneaky trip to West might be on the cards,
Mate,
and then go to work.
Nah. Well, yeah. If you got to go to 6, yeah, I was going to say. If you don't know already, mate, the Kafey Cafe in town, obviously the Newcastle Liverpool supporters group, mate. Jump on that. I'm sure you already are if you're a Liverpool fan. You're all over it.
Yep.
Good.
All over it.
Good boy. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Obviously, we're going to miss it as well. Oh, no, if we get up early enough, I think we fly back to Melbourne
6 a.m.
6 a.m. So
Yeah, because I've got to go to work too.
yeah, we'll be able to watch that. Actually, we'll be able to watch it and then go to the airport. Sweet as. Anyway,
Coming to West.
yeah, bloody oath. That might be on the cards actually. Few points before the plane. Happy days. Anyway, mate. Muchly appreciated for having you on. And obviously talking to us about the new Terrace Novocastria and obviously your thoughts on the Jets. Feel free to pop back anytime, mate.
Thank you guys for having me. Had a blast.
Feel free to get into Vandenberg's ear. I'll try to get him on a few times. I'd love to hear his input.
I don't think I have a leg to stand on about giving Vandenberg anything because I post me bank details in the group and he just sent me money for drinks. So I think I owe him one now.
Bloody, he sent me a random message the other day, added me to some bloody group chat or whatever it was, and then wasn't meant to add me, and then deleted me. So Vandenberg, if you're out there, I think you owe me friggin' beers. Send me some bloody money.
He'll be on it on he'll be on the bar tab on Saturday. I'll make sure of it.
If there's anything to go about his bloody Facebook post the other day about the about his bets or whatever it was, absolutely.
Yeah, I was saying that one.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I was saying
his
it.
shit. Vandenberg.
No, 100% his shit.
Yeah. Everyone who comes to
No.
I'm writing that post right now.
Yes, good boy. No worries, mate. Much appreciated again. Thanks heaps. Ben, again, thanks, mate. As always, every week. Love it.
It's always a pleasure, mate.
No worries. Again, guys, feel free to obviously like, share, comment if you've got any feedback, any opinion. Subscribe. That'd be fantastic as well. Again, give us some questions if you want to jump on the show. Paul's going to go back and tell all the boys to jump on because, it's the greatest podcast. Greatest ramble. I'm running out of scotch now, so I need another one. Anyway, guys, muchly appreciated. We'll see you there on Saturday. Come have a beer. Come have a chat. I'll be the bloke hovering around Super Dill because he won't leave me alone because he loves me. he loves it.
Just throw him over the fence. That's what I tend to do.
You get him on the pod.
Get him on the park.
Get him on the park. Yeah, get him some shoes. Yeah, anyone needs an Uber, jump on to Super Dill. He'll hook you up, mate. We'll just plug your shit for you, Dill. Don't worry about it.
Who said we don't look after him?
He probably gives Laurie a lift home every weekend. Because Laurie, after a few shandies, I don't think he's driving.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Actually, that's probably a group thing.
No worries, guys. As always, muchly appreciated. We'll see you Saturday. If not, come down to Western United the following week. We will be there.
We will.
I think it's a 5 o'clock kickoff, so we'll be there from about 10 a.m. smashing beers.
Yep.
Feel free, come down. Paul, get on the flights, mate. Come down.
I'll ask Vandy for small money.
Ask Vandy for some.
Plenty of accommodation. We're out west.
Get him to bring some pyro too. It's
That's
not
Super Dill's job.
It's not. Yeah, true. That's true. Get him to just everyone pile in.
No. We'll do a Western Melbourne pyro, mate.
Western Melbourne pyro.
Yeah, we'll just knock off 2 cars.
We'll have 4 cars on blocks before half time. Don't worry. Righto, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Muchly appreciated. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you next time. And as always, we hate Coast Scum. See you guys.